Good morning, badasses. Coach Joe from Summit Endurance Academy. Welcome to Whiteboard Wednesdays, or I probably won't even post this on a Wednesday. I don't care. This is just where I draw some shit on a whiteboard. Probably some dicks at some point, but not today. So, what I wanted to talk about today is genetics, and this is just squiggles. Not worried about this. So, there are two main kinds of genetics that we are worried about, and as we get into this, I'm going to talk about this in very broad brushstrokes because we really don't know shit about genetics yet. Like, basically every tiny little gene that we have found that theoretically controls X, we find out later is way more complicated than just on-off, okay? And that's the thing. Genes work in combination. They are also affected by our environment. So not only does, where you live, how you train, all that shit affects it. So it's complicated. And what I'm going to talk about today is kind of the way that I think about it. So think about it in two ways. You have high limit genetics. And so that means that somebody can say that like this is Olympic level, this is elite, and this is amateur. Okay? So somebody who is, you see that there? Yeah. So somebody who is has high limit genetics is going to, at some point in their career, if they train super, super hard, is going to be at the elite Olympic level. That's high level genetics. The other thing, though, is that the speed at which you adapt to training is genetically determined also. And it's fairly, it doesn't really rely on the same factors as the limits. So you might have somebody who is absolutely a high limit, but they could be a slow responder, and it might take them years and years and years and years. So this looks like somebody who's Olympic champion at the age of 35. They've never done it before. It's taken them that long to get to their absolute level. And then you have the 20-year-old Olympic champion who is a high limit but also a high responder. And that kid's going to be like, whoop, boop. They're going to get up to that level super fast. So, moral of the story is, and this is real shit. This is real science. This isn't just something I made up to buffer your egos. If you aren't fast now, that does not mean you might have shit genetics, but it doesn't absolutely mean that you do. You could just be a slower responder, and it could take you a little more time to get your shit done and to get up here. So, keep training. Have a good day.